We got breaking news out of the NBA. Bucks All-Star Khris Middleton has agreed to MCL sprain his left knee that is expected to sideline him for the entire second-round series against the Boston Celtics. That's according to The Athletic. And if Milwaukee advances to the conference finals, Middleton's availability for that series will also be in doubt. It's a big blow for the Bucks, especially. Middleton has had success against Boston, career best 22 points and nearly 6 rebounds. Join us now on that breaking news, Tim Doyle. Your reaction here with no Khris Middleton to start this series here with Boston?
They in trouble. They in big trouble, Milwaukee. You know, coming into the playoffs, there were so many different teams with so many intriguing storylines, but there were two teams that everyone deemed safe. Phoenix in the West, maybe not so much anymore with Booker being hurt, and Milwaukee in the East. Well, both teams went to the NBA Finals. Both teams were as healthy as any team in the NBA, but this is the NBA playoffs. And I always use this example, Brandon, because it's so true. It's not who you play, it's when you play them. And right now, you're losing a guy in Khris Middleton that leads the NBA in clutch points. What are clutch points? Well, it's the last 5 minutes a game when a team is either leading or trailing by 5 points. No one in the NBA scores more points than Middleton, meaning they look to him being like, yo, bud, this is your time to kind of do your thing. And now he's gone. And I think we have to take what the Bucks did against the Bulls with a grain of salt, even though they dominated that series. Who are the Bulls? Zach LaVine wasn't healthy, and they had really hit a wall in the second half of the season. Boston's playing as well as any team in the NBA, and this is really, really bad news for the Bucks.
I want to get to the gambling angle of this and the odds and that factor, but doubling down on the production. We talk about the points that he's able to put up. Yes, they have Jrue Holiday. We know about Giannis. How much of a pressure is this on the others to kind of get it going? Let's not forget Boston, one of the top defenses in the regular season so far.
You know, when you ask that question, my first thought is, as we see the offensive numbers, how about the defensive numbers? This is one of the best two-way players in the entire NBA, a perennial all-star, a pro's pro. I mean, who is he going to match up on defensively? I'm not Mike Budenholzer, but I'd probably put Middleton on either Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum. So whoever's going to be guarding those guys is going to be a bit of a downgrade. Hey, Jrue Holiday's an outstanding defender, so now you would have had Holiday and Middleton to, you know, hopefully negate those two guys. I mean, now Jrue Holiday can't guard both of those guys. Guys that have stepped up in the playoffs for the Bucks. Grayson Allen has been outstanding scoring the ball. He's not the same defender. Bobby Portis, the big eyes, he's been a major factor off the bench, but I think he's even better in doses. I think he's so much more effective when he's playing against second teams. Yeah, this is a devastating blow. You're going to have to see kind of like a superhuman Giannis. And what does that mean, B? I don't know. What do you average? 37 points and 15 rebounds for a series? If there's anybody in the NBA that could do it, it's the Greek Freak.
You're asking a lot of him, along with the Grayson Allens of the world, the Bobby Portises of the world, to step it up another tick based on what we saw there against Chicago. Now, before this news came out, Boston's favorite minus 180, the Bucks plus 160. With this news now coming out, how does that change for Game 1 Sunday?
It's just that Alanis Morissette sang a song in the 90s, okay? She had some good music. Do not hate on her, okay? But the song was, Isn't It Ironic? Okay, because the last day of the season, it was ironic that Boston went out there and beat the Grizzlies. And Milwaukee went, you want to know something? We're good with maybe not winning. Well, why did that end up being important? Well, now, now Boston ended up getting the 2. No one wanted the 2 because no one wanted to play potentially Brooklyn, right? Milwaukee was like, nah, we good. Like, we'll play Boston. Well, now all of a sudden you lost that home court advantage. And that's what Alanis Morissette said, Brandon. It's like meeting the man of your dreams and then meeting his beautiful wife, okay? That's what's happened right now. They've lost home court advantage. Like, if Milwaukee had any chance in this series, it would be having that extra home game. So it's like 2,000 spoons when all you need is a knife. That's what's happened right now. And Boston has the upper hand. I think Boston should be minus 260. I think the Bucks, if Middleton does not play in this series, has no chance, barring injuries and stuff, of winning this series. You give me a healthy Boston core, this series is a wrap.
If we're based off what we saw, what they did to Katie and Kyrie, talking Boston here, and you're looking at now with no Khris Middleton, is this Boston series to lose, knowing that you're not going to have one of the most dynamic players in the Bucks alongside Giannis for this series?
I think it's going to be next to impossible for the Bucks to win. I mean, of course they have a chance. There's so many different things that can happen. You know, Tatum could get hurt, or Brown could end up, you know, with a devastating injury. Sure, it's sports, anything. But man, you lose a key cog, you lose a big 3-type player. I know when you say Khris Middleton, the hairs on the back of your neck don't stand up, but he's a perennial all-star. He's a pro's pro. He's one of the best two-way players in the league, and he leads the NBA in clutch points, meaning they count on him late. Boston, oh, this is going to be utter domination. They win in 6.
You got Robert Williams back as well into the fold. You talk about that defense here. We'll see how that pans out in Game 1. Appreciate your time. Tim Doyle, as always, tapping in. The breaking news of Khris Middleton out for this series with that grade 2 MCL sprain. Of course, that should be interesting to see how that pans out for both sides starting Sunday. Appreciate it, TD. Taking a look at the odds to win the title there. This is before the news, before Khris Middleton, plus 650 for the Bucks there. Still right behind the Warriors and the Celtics at 4-1. So we'll see how it pans out. Game 1, and definitely Middleton will not be there for this second series in their championship run.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.